I think, great lacrosse game, right? I mean, Carolina hasn't lost in a while, but our kids battle. I'm just really proud of the way of our fight, coming off a loss last weekend. We had a great week of prep, learning from the Maryland game, and the scout team was kicking our butt all week and really prepared us. And, at the end of the day, it's a loss, but it's a lot to build on. And at this point, playing this type of schedule, it's about building, just building on the builds. And if we can do that, eventually we're going to come out on the right end. So really proud of our staff and the kids, and lots to clean up of some areas that we focused on that we were better, and then a couple areas we obviously got to clean up. Carolina is a relentless team that rides and forced us into some turnovers on the ride there, but we battled on the draws. We were close. We were right there. We thought we had a good game plan going in, and we didn't. A couple times we hit our marks, a couple times we didn't. But that's an area we got to keep focusing on and go. But really proud of the effort from the kids all week long and the attitude. And it's a loss at the end of the day, but just really, really excited for the future of our team.
Questions? We'll start right in front. Yeah, Coach. Just what was the strategy of slowing down Chloe Humphrey, and just how would you evaluate how your defense did throughout the game there?
Coach Defo prepped it all week long. Her and Mags, and I thought Dan played outstanding. And at the other end of the field, we want to take a little longer possessions and to shorten the game a little bit. But I think Chloe still ended up with 14 shots. But they were pressured shots, and we were able to get on a couple of them. And you stop her. I mean, they're good top to bottom. But again, I think our defense battled again and played a lot more. A lot of defense losing those draws. But I do think we were a little more efficient offensively. Just needed a few more draw controls.
Coach, what do you think changed defensively in that final quarter as UNC kind of built its lead up a little bit?
Draw controls. A team like that leans on you. It's like a boxing match, right? I mean, eventually, you're going to give up a little bit. So I think, keeping that balance through 60 or more minutes is key. And I thought tonight we put 40, 45, 50 good minutes, and you can't lapse against that team. I mean, but we limited their runs and we answered their runs, and I think that's a sign of a team that's got a lot of potential. When you answer runs, that's important. When you stop runs, it's important. So lots to build off of. Going into on the road to Stanford for our first road test against a heck of a team that returns everyone, and add a couple more people off in the portal and coming off an injury.
Back up there, bro. Coach, what do you think the biggest positive from this performance was today?
Our fight. It's got to give the home crowd something to cheer about. We were right there. It was a dogfight. I don't think Carolina can say they came in here and just walked away with a W. They had to earn it. At the end of the day, if you give that type of effort all over the field and make teams earn it, again, you'll eventually come out on the right end of the score sheet.
For Emma and Molly, just thinking back to the Maryland game, as Coach said, you guys weren't as efficient offensively. So what do you think went a little better today?
I think that it was a huge priority at practice. I think a lot of us were disappointed in our individual performance, and we realized that we needed to do better. And again, protect our house, like Coach says, right? You got to take care of, what you can do for the team to help and make your team successful. So I think everyone was kind of honed in on that. And then it made everybody else around them look a lot better. But again, that was just the whole focus all week.
Yeah, I think we know we're great shooters. We do it all the time in practice, and we love playing off each other. We do very well building the chemistry every single game. And I think today we showed that a little better than we did last week, and I think that's something that we can expect to see from now on.
Coach, almost double your scoring output from week 1 to week 2. What do you think opened up the offense today?
We only scored 9. I mean, I don't know if we opened it up, but I think it was on. It was intentional. We wanted to shorten the shot clock a little bit. You can't. You try to go toe-to-toe with a team like UNC when you're not winning the draws. If you're winning the draws, you can go a little faster in the shot clock. But we were just a little bit behind on the draw controls today, and when you do that, you can't really play make it take it, right? So I think you got to really value the ball, and we did that a lot of possessions. Some possessions we didn't, but I think that was the game plan going in, and it accelerated a little bit once we started losing some of those draw controls.
I mean, you think UNC did anything differently in the second half or in the fourth quarter?
I think that, again, like Coach mentioned, I think that obviously we're improving each game, and I saw a lot of fight, and I think that there was definitely 10 to 15 minutes where we kind of took a little bit of a step back, it felt. So I think, for us individually and as a team, we need to continue to somehow fire each other up and keep each other on our toes for the entire 60 minutes. Obviously, that's the goal. You want to play a 60-minute game. So I think moving forward, like inch by inch, that's going to be our goal, to kind of finish the game out the way we started.
Danielle, just kind of over the past week, how much of your focus has been on Chloe Humphrey? And kind of how would you evaluate like how she played today, but how you were able to also limit their offense?
Yeah, she's definitely a huge factor in that offense, especially rating Tewaaraton winner, where she's going to draw a lot of our attention. But then their offense is so multifaceted, where anyone can really score, and I think they definitely showed that with the spread of who scored. But it's truly just focusing in on the little things, making sure we're communicating, and really dialing in, hey, if we have Chloe Humphrey in the middle, let's stay on her just a little bit longer, try and deny that and force someone else to take the shot.
And what specific parts of Chloe's game did you kind of focus on over the last week?
I think it's definitely her inside finishing. She's really good at throwing those little fakes and just working on my patience.
Just 2 games in, 2 losses, but it's a very good team. Just how do you, as captain, how do you guys kind of bounce back from this and use these as kind of fuel?
Yeah, I mean, you never want to be 0-2 to start the season, but I honestly couldn't be more proud of everybody. I think that, starting off the season with a loss to Maryland, it was tough, but I think that everyone came to practice the next week with a lot of intention, a lot of fire, and I just see a lot of improvement from the first game to this game, which is really promising and exciting. And you don't win a national championship in February, you win one in May, so that's what we got to keep reminding ourselves of. And I think that each game we're going to get better and better.
Coach, what do you take in even in a loss like this? What do you take in with you for the rest of the season after 2 losses for the rest of the season?
Again, it's just a build. You got to build, and you got to learn. And I think the team did that, and they saw some good things tonight, and we just got to keep building. When you play a challenging schedule, and I think I said it last week. It's easy to say, right, but it's tough to do, and we just got to keep battling. I mean, it's the kids. It's a tough group. They're resilient. They're not going to fold, and they're not going to quit, and they're every day they come to practice ready to work, and they're very coachable and open-minded, and we just got to keep getting better. And mindset switches a little bit. This week, Stanford, with they're playing that pressure zone, and got to go from playing 2-man defenses, rolling up with a zone. So we got to kind of get back to work, and we'll hit the UNC Learn film on Sunday and keep our cadence going, and then roll out scout film on Stanford on Monday. They tip off with Clemson tomorrow at 12 noon, so we get another opportunity to get some eyes on them and get our game plan together.
2 more if anybody's got them. Right here and then finish with third. Danielle, there were a couple of series this game where the Tigers was kind of go, attacking you in the cage. What are those frenzies like from your perspective?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's just really trying to pace myself, try and realize there are shots it's a very slim chance I'm gonna get, and just kind of having that awareness of I need to take a breath. There's only so much I can do, and heck, if I can get a piece on it, I'm gonna do a cartwheel. I'm gonna celebrate that whatever way I can.
Last question. Today between the pipes, despite the loss, what was really going on for you today?
I'm sorry, I can't really hear you.
What was going on for you today between the pipes, despite the loss?
Yeah, I definitely think seeing the ball inside, kind of predicting a lot of those in tight shots, they're just turn shooting. So if I could, I'd take a step out, really limit their angle, and just try and give them different options. I'm going to take a step out, I'm going to sit on my arc, just try and toy with them the best I can.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.